Good morning students, how are you all? Are you studying at home? Very good. Soon you are going to write your half-yearly examination. So now we will see the question pattern and we will revise it, okay? So you are going to write your exam for 15 marks, okay? 50 marks. The first one, read the passage and answer the questions. Read the passage and answer the questions. So you will be given a passage and for that passage you will be given 5 questions and each question carries 1 mark and totally 5 marks. The second one, look at the picture and answer the questions. Look at the picture and answer the questions. Likewise, the picture will be given and below the picture there will be 5 questions. Each question carries 1 mark and totally 5 marks. Third one, develop the following hints. Develop the following hints. So this hints development carries 3 marks and we will give only one hints development for you and it carries 3 marks. Underline the nouns and state whether they are common, proper, abstract and collective. Underline the nouns and state whether they are common, proper, abstract and collective. So there will be 5 questions and each carries 5 marks and totally 5 marks. Write the feminine form of the nouns. Write the feminine form of the nouns. There will be 6 questions and each carries half mark and totally 3 marks. Write the masculine form of the nouns. Write the masculine form of the nouns. There will be 6 questions and each question carries half mark and totally 3 marks. So the seventh one is complete the sentence by inserting adjectives in correct order and it carries 4 questions and each question carries 1 mark and totally 4 marks. Write the verbs in bold or finite or non-finite verb. Write the verbs in bold or finite or non-finite verb. So there will be 6 questions and each question carries half mark and totally 3 marks. Next one. Complete the sentence with correct pronouns. Use the nouns in the bracket as clues. Complete the sentence with correct pronouns. Use the nouns in the bracket as clues. So there will be 6 questions and each carries half mark and totally 3 marks. Identify the types of sentences. Identify the types of sentences. There will be 4 questions and each carries half mark and totally 2 marks. And next one is the synonyms. There will be 4 synonyms and each carries 1 mark and totally 4 marks. Likewise, antonyms. In antonyms also we will be asking 4 questions and each carries 1 mark and totally 4 marks. And next one is the past tense. There will be 4 past tense and each carries half mark and totally 2 marks. And at last, you will be asked to answer the following questions. Each question carries 2 marks. So you will be given 2 questions and each carries 2 marks and totally 4 marks. So you are going to write your exam for 15 marks. Now let us revise one by one. Okay. The first one is reading comprehension. So you have already did in your previous exam. So now let us recall once again. So I have written some points to be followed while writing the reading comprehension. Now let us see what are those points. Read the passage carefully. Read the passage carefully. So what you have to do? You have to read the given passage carefully. Okay. Understand the meaning. So after reading the passage, what you have to do? You have to understand the meaning. What is given in the passage. Read the passage twice. So you have to read the passage 2 times so that you can be able to understand. Okay. Then read the given questions. So after understanding, you have to move on to the questions that has been given below the passage. You have to read the questions. Write the exact answer from the given passage. Write the exact answer. So after reading the question, you have to find out the answer in the given passage. You have to find out the exact answer from the given passage. Have you understood? So first step, what you have to do? Read the passage carefully. Understand the meaning. Read the passage twice. Then read the given questions. Write the exact answer from the given passage. So you have to follow the 5 points while doing your reading comprehension. Okay. So next we are going to see about the picture comprehension. Okay, picture comprehension. So while writing picture comprehension, you have to follow these points. Look at the picture carefully. So what you have to do? You have to look at the picture carefully. Identify the things given. So the picture will be very colorful and the picture will contain many things and objects. So you have to identify what are all the things and the objects given in the picture. Read the questions below. So after observing the picture, you have to move on to the questions that has been given below the picture. Write the exact answer from the picture. So what you have to do after reading the questions, you have to find out the answer from the given picture. So there are 4 points. The first point is look at the picture carefully, identify the things given, read the questions below, write the exact answer from the picture. Okay, have you understood? Shall we move on to the hints developing? So in hints developing. So in this hints developing, I have given you 4 points to remember. Okay. The first point, read the hints thoroughly. Read the hints thoroughly. So what you have to do? You have to read the given hints properly. Okay. Hints means nothing but, so this is the hint. Okay. Crow, thirsty, pot, little. Okay. So this is the hint. So you have to read the hints properly. Try to understand the passage. So you have to read each hint and have to create an own idea by reading the given hints. Use all the hints, do not leave any point. So you have to frame sentence using each and every hint. You should not omit any of the hints. Okay, you have to write with all the hints that has been given. Arrange the points in a sequence. Arrange the points in a sequence. So you have to write in a sequence. You have to write in a order. Okay, you should not shuffle these sentences. You have to write in a correct order. So the first one is read the hints thoroughly. Try to understand the passage. Use all the hints. Do not leave any point. Arrange the points in a sequence. Okay, I have given you an example for hints development. Okay, so these are all the hints. Shall we read the hints? Crow, thirsty, pot, little water, stone, drank the water. So you have to read the hints first and you have to understand what they have mentioned using the hints. Okay, now we are going to frame sentences by using these hints. So the first hint is crow. So how will you frame sentence? Once there lived a crow. Okay, so using this word crow, I have written a sentence. Once there lived a crow. Thirsty. So how the crow is? The crow was very thirsty. So it was very thirsty. And the third hint is pot. It found a pot. Okay, and the fourth one is little water. It found a pot with little water. So likewise you have to frame sentence using the given hints. Okay. And the fourth one is stone. The crow put the stone on the pot. So what is the crow doing? It is putting the stone inside the pot. Drank the water. The water level raised and it drank the water and flew away. Okay. The water level rise and it drank the water and flew away. So using this hints, I have developed it as a story. Okay, I have developed it as a story. Likewise, you have to frame story and give a suitable title for the story. So the title also carries marks. So don't miss to write the title. Okay, shall we read once again? Crow, thirsty, pot, little water, stone, drank the water. Okay, once there lived a crow. It was very thirsty. It found a pot with little water. The crow put the stone on the pot. The water level raised and drank the water and flew away. Likewise, you have to build a story for hints developing. Okay. Next, we are going to revise the grammar topics. The noun, adjective, verb, pronoun. Now let us see one by one. Okay students, now let us revise nouns. So we have already known noun is nothing but it is the name of the person, place, animal, thing, feeling or an idea. Now let us see the kinds of nouns. So we have seen 4 kinds of nouns: common noun, proper noun, abstract noun and collective noun. So common noun means it is the name given to the person, place, animal or a thing. Okay. it is of giving a general name, not a specific name. So it is the general name that is given to person, place, animal or thing. Example, boy, tree, city, monkey. Here they have mentioned only the boy, okay. They didn't mention the specific name of a boy. It is mentioned as a general name, so it is known as the common noun, okay. Likewise, they have mentioned the tree as a general one, but they didn't mention in a specific name, so it is known as the common noun. Have you understood what is meant by common noun? Common noun means it is nothing but it is of mentioning the general name, that is known as common noun. Next one, proper noun. Proper noun means the special name given to a particular person, place or thing. Okay, proper noun means the special name that is given to the person, place, thing or an animal. Example, Anup, Farida, Red Fort, Chennai. So these are all the specific name of person, place, thing or animal. Next one, abstract noun. So what is meant by abstract noun? Name for a thing which we cannot smell, touch or feel physically. Okay, a quality, action, state or idea. Okay, so abstract noun means that we can't smell, touch or feel physically. That is known as abstract noun. For example, kindness, laughter, childhood, ignorance. So these are all the things which we can't able to feel, okay, which we can't able to smell, touch or feel them, okay. That is known as abstract noun. And the last one is collective noun. Collective noun means name of a group of people, things or animals that we think as a whole. So collective noun means it is a group. It is a group of, it may be the people, the things or animals. So they will be in a group, a collection. Okay, that is known as the collective noun. So example, herd, flock, animal, crowd. So these are all the one that is not a single thing or a person. So flock means number of birds, okay. So it's not a single bird, it's a number of birds. So it mentions the group of the thing or the animal or the persons, that is known as the collective noun. Have you understood what is meant by noun and the kinds of noun? Noun means the name of the person, place, thing or the animal, and the kinds of nouns are common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, collective noun. So common noun means the general name, okay, and the proper noun means the specific name. The abstract noun means that we can't able to smell, touch or feel, and the collective means it's a group, it's a collection, okay. Okay students, so in your exam you will be asked to write, underline the nouns in the sentences and state whether they are common, proper, abstract or collective. Okay, so you will be asked questions like this, so you have to revise these answers. They have planned to go to the zoo. They have planned to go to the zoo. So what you have to do? You have to underline the noun in the sentence. So what is the noun here? Very good. The zoo is the noun in the sentence and you have to write whether it is common, proper, abstract or collective. Okay, have you understood? So this will be asked for your exam. Next, the Roman letter 5 you are going to write is write the feminine form for the following words. Okay, write the feminine form for the following words. So first you have to know what is meant by feminine gender. So what is meant by feminine gender? Feminine gender means we use feminine nouns for females. They belong to feminine gender. So feminine gender means it is of representing the females. Okay, it is of representing the females. That is known as the feminine gender. Likewise, the next Roman letter 6 you are going to write the masculine gender. Okay, masculine gender. So what is meant by masculine gender? Masculine gender means we use masculine nouns for males. They belong to masculine gender. So while representing the male person, we say it as a masculine gender. When we represent the female, we say it as a feminine gender. Okay, have you understood what is meant by masculine and feminine nouns? So this is the example for masculine gender. Man, uncle, hero, king, lion. Okay, man, uncle, hero, king, lion. And this is the feminine gender. Woman, aunt, heroine, queen, lioness. Women, aunt, heroine, queen, lioness. So in your exam, you will be asked to write the feminine form of these nouns. So you will be asked from these. Okay, so you have to Memory. First one, husband, washerman, gentleman, shepherd, emperor, son, horse, widower, nephew, hero, uncle, peacock, boy, milkman, waiter, bridegroom. Okay, so these are all the masculine form. So what you have to do? You have to write the feminine form for these words. Okay, you have to write the feminine form for these words. Likewise, write the masculine form of these nouns. Write the masculine form of these nouns. So they have given the feminine form. What you have to do? You have to write the masculine form for these words. Queen, tigress, mistress, countess, witch, stepmother, doe, nun, hostess, landlady, madam, mother, sultana, nanny goat, goose, filly. Okay, so for Roman letter 5 and 6 you have to write the feminine form and the masculine form. Okay, have you understood? Next, the Roman letter 7 is the adjectives. Okay, so what is meant by adjectives? See, we use adjectives to modify or describe a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so adjective means it's a modifier. It gives more information about the noun and the pronoun. So we have already know what is meant by noun and what is meant by pronoun. So noun means it's the name of the person, place, thing or the animal, and the pronoun means we use the pronouns instead of the noun. Okay. So that is known as the adjective. So you will be asked to write, complete the sentences by inserting the adjectives in the brackets in the correct order. Complete the sentences by inserting the adjectives in the brackets in the correct order. The Roman letter 7 you are going to write this. Okay. So you have to know the order of the adjective. So what is the order? Can you able to remember? Number, opinion, size, physical quality, age, shape, color, nationality or origin or material, purpose. Okay, so this is the order of the adjective. So according to this you have to complete the sentences in the correct order of adjective. So look at the first example here. We went for a walk on a dash path. Okay, we went for a walk on a dash path. So they have given 3 adjectives: winding, long, beautiful. Okay, winding, long, beautiful. So from this order you have to write this. So what is the order? So for beautiful, beautiful means opinion. Okay, so opinion comes first. So we went for a walk on a beautiful. Next, long, long means the size. Okay, so after next to the opinion the size comes. So you have to write long. Winding, path. Winding means the physical quality. Okay, smooth. So winding means the physical quality, that how it is, how the path it is. So winding. Okay, we went for a walk on a beautiful long winding path. So for this you have to follow this order. Okay, the number, opinion, size, physical quality, age, shape, color, nationality, origin or material, purpose. The 8th Roman letter you are going to write is about the verb. Okay, so what is meant by verb? Verb means it is of doing some action. Okay, verb means it is of doing some action. So we have seen the different kinds of verbs. So there are 2 kinds of verbs: main verb and the auxiliary verb. Main verb and the auxiliary verb. So what is meant by main verb? So we use main or the principal verb. So this main verb is also called as the principal verb and is used to indicate the action of the subject. Okay, this main verb denotes, it represents the action which has been done by the subject. Okay, that is known as main verb. Look at here. Alifia plays volleyball with her friends. Alifia plays volleyball with her friends. So plays is the main verb which has been done by the subject Alifa. Okay, so it is known as the main verb. Likewise, Badal goes to school by bus. Badal goes to school by bus. And goes is the main verb in the sentence which has been done by the father. Okay. Next, auxiliary verb. So what is meant by auxiliary verb? This auxiliary verb is also called as the helping verb. Okay, it also called as the helping verb to indicate the tense of the main verb. So it indicates the tense. Okay, but the main verb indicates the action and the auxiliary verb indicates the tense. Okay, it does not carry any meaning of its own. So father is reading the newspaper. Callie will complete the pending work. So is and will is known as the auxiliary verb, and we have also seen auxiliary verb are of two types. Primary auxiliary and the modal auxiliary. Primary auxiliary means be verb, do verb, have verb. Be verb means is or was, were, am, and do verbs are do, does, did. Have verbs are have, has, and had. Okay. Okay, in your exam, you will be asked to write the finite and the non-finite verb. Okay, now let us see what is meant by finite verb and what is meant by non-finite verb. A finite verb is the main verb in a sentence. It has a subject and changes its form to show tense and number. So finite means it's the main verb. Okay, main verb we have already seen what is meant by main verb. Okay, it denotes the action which has been done by the subject. So this finite verb will have a subject and changes its form to show its tense. For example, I study physics. She studies physics. So this main verb has changed according to the subject. Okay, this has been changed according to the subject. So that is known as the finite verb. And the non-finite verb means it does not change its form to show tense or number. Okay, this finite verb won't change its form. Example, he is making dinner. Likewise, we are making dinner. So in non-finite verb, the verb won't be changed according to the tense. So we have seen three types of non-finite verbs: the infinitive, the gerund, and the participle. So infinitive means to plus verb. Okay, infinitive means to plus verb. She wants or they want or he wanted to travel. So to plus verb is known as the infinitive form. Next, the gerund. Gerund means verb plus ing. That is known as gerund. So she enjoys, they enjoys, he enjoyed traveling. So verb plus ing is known as the gerund. And the participle. Participle is of two types: present participle and past participle. Present participle means verb plus ing. Okay, he is, they are, she has been traveling. Okay, she has been traveling. So verb plus ing is known as present participle. The past participle, verb plus d or ed or en, it's known as past participle. He has, they have, she had traveled. Okay, verb plus d, ed or en. So infinitive means to plus verb, gerund means verb plus ing, present participle means verb plus ing, and the past participle means verb plus d or ed or en. So in your exam you will be asked to find out the underlined words or the bold words, that is finite verb or the non-finite verb. Okay, so you have to read all these finite verb and the non-finite verb. So he gave me a chair to sit. It was the sight to see. I want to buy some medicines. Barking dogs seldom bite. Finding the door open, I went inside. It is time for the event to start. Gaurav was wearing a torn shirt. Yasmin polished her shoes. Likewise, the lioness attacked the deer. We have to read Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Kunjan is leaving for Amritsar tonight. Do you like going for long walks? The water began to overflow. She forgets to bring her lab coat. So you will be asked from these to find out whether it is finite verb or the non-finite verb. On the 9th Roman letter you are going to write is pronoun. Okay, so we have already seen pronoun is nothing but it is used in place of the noun. So in pronoun we have seen three persons. What are they? First person, second person, third person. In first person, I, me, we, us. Second person, you. Third person, he, him, she, her, it, they, them. Next we are going to recall the gender in masculine, feminine, common and neuter. Okay. So in a masculine form we refer he, him, his and so on. Okay, he, him, his and so on. In the feminine form we will use the words like she, her, hers and so on. Next in the common we will use I, my, you, they, them, theirs. So in neuter we will use it, its, that, this and so on. So in the ninth Roman letter you will be asked to write complete the sentences with the correct pronoun. Use the nouns in the bracket as clues. Okay, the ninth Roman letter you will be asked to write complete the sentences with the correct pronoun. Use the nouns in the bracket as clues. For example, Dash is thinking about the football match. Dash is thinking about the football match. So, in the bracket we have given Karan as a clue. Okay. Who is Karan? Is Karan a boy or a girl? Karan is a boy. So, we represent the boy as masculine gender. So, if the masculine gender comes, what you have to do? You have to use either he, him or his. Okay. So, according to this sentence you have to write, he is thinking about the football match. The next one. Dash is green. Dash is green. Blackboard. So for non-living things we will use it, its, that, this. So blackboard is a non-living thing. So we have used the pronoun as it. Okay. Next. Dash or on the wall. Dash or on the wall. So paintings. So it's not a painting. Paintings. Okay. It's in the plural form. So we have to write only they. So if it is in the plural form, you have to write only they. Next, it dash jump to reach the grapes. So fox. Fox means we will refer to it. Okay, we will refer to it because it is an animal. Next, dash are watching a film. Dash are watching a film. My mother and I. So there are two persons. If they refer to two persons, we have to write we. We are watching a film. Dash are blooming in the garden. So the clue that is given in the bracket is flowers. So it's not a single one. It refers to many flowers. Okay, so flowers. It's in the plural form. So we have to write they. Have you understood how to write this? You have to complete the sentence using these clues. You have to identify whether it is masculine, feminine, common or gender. Okay, have you understood? So next we are going to write the types of sentences. We have seen two types of sentences. Okay, the first one is assertive sentence and the second one is interrogative sentence. Now let us see what is meant by assertive sentence. Assertive sentence means the sentence states something. Okay, something will be stated in the sentence. It ends with full stop. So in assertive sentence, the sentence always ends with a full stop. For example, the boy is playing. Okay, the boy is playing. So something has been stated in this sentence by the boy. The boy has been playing. Okay, likewise Raju is dancing. Raju is dancing. The subject Raju has been doing something. The action is dancing. Okay. So if a sentence states something, that is known as the assertive sentence, and the sentence ends with always full stop. And the second one is the interrogative sentence. The sentence starts with double-edged word where, what, whom, which, etc. Okay, in interrogative sentence, the sentence always starts with the question words like what, where, whom, whose, which, etc. Okay, and it ends with the question mark. In interrogative sentence, the sentence always ends with the question mark. Example: who are you? What do you want? So this sentence starts with the double-edged word and ends with the question mark. So the sentence who are you, what do you want starts with the question word WH and it ends with the question mark. So it is known as the interrogative sentence. So in your exam you will be asking sentences to write whether it is assertive sentence or interrogative sentence. So you have to find out and write, okay, using these clues. Okay students, now let us revise the synonyms. Okay, trial, examination of evidence. Trial, examination of evidence. Client, one who pays for lawyer. Client, one who pays for lawyer. Evidence, information. Evidence, information. Shrank, move back in fear. Shrank, move back in fear. Irreverent, without respect. Irreverent, without respect. Marvel, amazing. Marvel, amazing. Boughs, branches. Boughs, branches. Contrive, plan. Contrive, plan. Zest, enthusiasm. Zest, enthusiasm. Coward, play or dance. Coward, play or dance. Fear, afraid. Fear, afraid. Fragment, small pieces. Fragment, small pieces. Determination, confidence. Determination, confidence. Strive, effort. Strive, effort. Dreary, unhappy. Dreary, unhappy. Tamarisk, a kind of desert plant. Tamarisk, a kind of desert plant. Prickle, a sharp pointed pot on plant. Prickle, a sharp pointed pot on plant. Palaver, chatter. Palaver, chatter. Indaba, a large meeting. Indaba, a large meeting. Powwow, a meeting or discussion. Powwow, a meeting or discussion. Next, antonyms. Little, big. Little, big. Simple, difficult. Simple, difficult. Hesitate, face. Simple, difficult. Hesitate, face. Hesitate, face. Horror, delight. Horror, delight. Appear, disappear. Appear, disappear. Tall, short. Tall, short. Great, little. Great, little. Happy, sad. Happy, sad. Hard, soft. Hard, soft. Below, above. Below, above. High, low. High, low. Awake, sleep. Awake, sleep. Narrow, wide. Narrow, wide. Truth, lie. Truth, lie. Dead, alive. Dead, alive. New, old. New, old. Happy, sad. Happy, sad. Long, short. Long, short. Kind, cruel. Kind, cruel. Friend, enemy. Friend, enemy. Next one, past tense. Shrink, shrank. Shrink, shrank. Sphere, swoon. Sphere, swoon. Know, new. Know, new. Bring, brought. Bring, brought. Learn, learnt. Learn, learnt. Go, went. Go, went. Tell, told. Tell, told. Think, thought. Think, thought. Wait, waited. Wait, waited. Get, got. Get, got. So next one we are going to see the rhyming words. Okay. Tree, see. Tree, see. So these two words ends with the same sound. So no need to write the same words. You can also write it by your own. Okay. Tree, see. Sweet, eat. Sing, swing. Dog, agog. Gown, town. So you can write these words by your own also. So next one we are going to see the answer the following questions. How old was the girl who had to give evidence? How old was the girl who had to give evidence? The girl who had to give evidence was 9 years old. The girl who had to give evidence was 9 years old. Who had made the little girl repeat the 10 commandments? Who had made the little girl repeat the 10 commandments? Lily's mother made her repeat the 10 commandments. Lily's mother made her repeat the 10 commandments. What happens to the children who eat the fruit? What happens to the children who eat the fruit? The children who eat the fruit will be happy the next day. The children who eat the fruit will be happy the next day. Where can the sugar plum tree found? Where can the sugar plum tree found? It is found on the shore of the Lollipop Sea in the garden of Shatai town. It is found on the shore of the Lollipop Sea in the garden of Shatai town. What was the book that Lily had to swear on? What was the book that Lily had to swear on? The book that Lily had to swear on was Bible. The book that Lily had to swear on was Bible. So from these 5 questions, 2 questions will be asked for your exam. Okay students, we have revised everything for your half-yearly examination. So study well at home and write your exams well. Okay. See you in the next class. Thank you.